Well, welcome everyone. I'm Jeremy McGovern. I'm the conference director for the International Hoof-Care Summit. I want to welcome you to this live Q&A session. Joining me is one of our esteemed speakers, and I think you'll be in for a treat. I think out of all of our summits, Simon, the highest rated lecture ever is one of yours. So we're expecting great things from you again.
Oh, no pressure then. Hey, maybe I just peaked early, you know.
The sustained success. But of course, everyone, I'm talking about Dr. Simon Curtis, and he'll be joining us for a few lectures in Cincinnati. And Simon, could you tell us about your first one, which is our Bernie Chapman Memorial Lecture on grip and purchase?
Well, the first thing is it's a great honor to be asked to deliver this lecture. And, sadly, we lost Bernie too early, but I was, I'm old enough to have spent time with him and remember him as a really good colleague, and his contribution, of course, was fantastic. I've put together a new presentation, and it's something that I've been thinking about for quite a while. And as you know, Jeremy, I try and bring something new to the International Hoof-Care Summit. So I titled it Grip and Purchase, That's What We Do, because I realized that there's this vast number of types of horses engaged in all sorts of disciplines. Factor in that they're on all sorts of surfaces. And I thought, what is the common denominator? Well, the common denominator is grip and purchase. And I know, and I realized in the small little concise write-up that I gave, I was probably a little bit hard on the word traction. And I know that's a sort of umbrella term, but I think the only way to bring about something new is to sort of challenge thinking. And I understand that traction is the interreaction between the hoof or the shoe and the ground. But grip and purchase are two totally different things. And both of them help the horse. Both are really important in locomotion. But I think, whether we shoe cutting horses, race horses, polo, or even a little pony in a gymkhana, what we do as farriers and as hoof care specialists to help the horse achieve both those things, because we ask so much of horses today. As I say, their competitions get harder, turns get tighter, fences get taller, and all those challenges to the horse are helped by the way we care for the foot and the way we shoe. So I don't want to give away too much more, apart from saying that I'm going to try and address that, and I'm going to try and address it in a way that helps people whatever they specialize in. So I think it's information that all farriers or hoof care specialists need.
Excellent. And you'll also be talking about what I think is some cutting edge diagnostics with MRI.
Yes, so it's a presentation that I've given once in the UK pre-COVID, once in Sweden about 2 months ago, and now in the International Hoof-Care Summit. And again, it came about because MRI is becoming more and more, it's less of a rarity, and it's becoming more common throughout the Western world, where, it's quite an expensive process, but it gives so much information. I can remember when I was told when it got going MRI for horses, there were 7 MRI, should we say, stations in the States, 7 in the UK, 7 in the rest of the world, and 2 of them were in my town because, it's horse town, as you know, Jeremy. And I sort of got interested in what you can see, and it revolutionized diagnosis, because there were problems that MRI can pick up on that nobody ever knew. They didn't even guess at, some of them. And, our bit of luck with MRI is, of course, they're all designed for humans. But you can get the horse's foot and leg in, and you can get its head in. Well, we're not that much interested in the head. A lot of people are. but it was to our benefit because it was the foot that was concentrated on so much and so much new information. And I was asked 2 years ago, pre-COVID, from a veterinary practice who had just invested in MRI. So they wanted all the farriers in the area. No doubt they had an evening inviting the veterinary surgeons as well and the owners. But we got, I got a request to produce this. And I probably needed more help with this presentation than anybody because, I am not an MRI diagnostic specialist. So I had to go through with a couple of the veterinary practices, including the one I've been attached to, has had an MRI for horses, I don't know, 15 years now. And, basically say, what are these pictures showing me? So I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert at the diagnostics, but it's a little bit like radiography, unless it's something really subtle. When you have obvious things in radiography, we can see them. And it's the same with MRI. It shows things so clearly. Once somebody's pointed out and said, this is the structure you're looking at, you can see because you can compare it with something healthy. That's fine, and that's great for knowledge. And I hope the audience will enjoy, this additional knowledge. We all go to the summit, myself included, to get knowledge. And sometimes it's knowledge that is really pertinent to our job, and sometimes it's just because we're interested in the horse's foot and the horse's leg. But on top of that, it is affecting the way we are shoeing horses. So there's not just this esoteric interest in the foot and this MRI thing that shows these lovely images and different images. It's how does that affect the way we shoe horses? And that's what I'm trying to address, that certain diagnosis from MRI of structures that get damaged. And of course, the most obvious one is collateral ligament desmitis, which we'd barely heard of before MRI, and it's quite common in many horses, many disciplines, but it can be picked up on MRI, and then it's handed over to us in a way, because in many ways the veterinary surgeon can't fix it. And I'm not saying we can always fix it, but we can certainly have a really positive input. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm going through about 4 or 5 fairly obvious lesions and injuries to the leg of the horse that can be seen on MRI. And then I'm going to say, what would I do as a farrier? What does that mean? And a little bit of, what causes these lesions, and then how do we address them? So as you can see, I get excited about everything, but I'm quite excited about being able to present this information at the summit.
We're certainly thrilled, and of course, as a final talk, you mentioned Newmarket, and for those who may not know, Simon comes from a multi-generational farrier family, so associated with the racing industry in Newmarket, and you'll be talking about young stock as well at the summit.
Well, that just shows my family never had the imagination to escape. But nevertheless, yes, I really spent a lot of my life dedicated to young stock. And even if farriers don't do young stock, I would hope that some of the things I show, they can apply to mature horses. The assessment of gait and conformation, you need it just as much with a 10-year-old as you do with a 10-week-old. And I also had this thing where I said earlier, I always try and bring something new to the International Hoof-Care Summit. But sometimes I forget that there's whole new generations that haven't heard me speak on really, I suppose you could say, what I made my name on. And I'm not digging out one of my old talks. What I'm doing is reassessing it for today and saying, how should we relook at it? But I know there's a whole new generation out there that I hope will be interested in what I say on young stock. So again, I'm looking forward to doing that.
Well, we're looking forward to having you there. I'll let everyone know Simon will be jumping off. I'd invite you to stay on. I'll be going through some of the particulars with the summit, but Simon, it's good to see you on Zoom. I'm looking forward, after it's been a couple of years, to seeing you in person.
2 years, yeah. It will be. That's about, well, it's certainly a year too long. So I'm really looking forward to coming, and everything about the summit, which is great for me. I take it seriously, the work, but there's a lot of other stuff to enjoy as well, and I'm certainly going to do that.
Well, thank you for saying that, and have a great day. We'll be seeing you down the road, Simon.
We certainly will. Okay, Jeremy. Thank you.
All right.
Good to speak. Bye then.
Bye. So, all right, everyone. Couple of points I'll go through here, and just a few slides I wanted to go through with the Hoof-Care Summit. Now, of course, most of the activities will be here at the Duke Energy Center, and just showing you where it's located on the map. If you happen to drive in or you come in from the airport, it's just a very short distance from the interstate network there, and easy to find. And looking on the interior, this will be the main area here to the upper right, and there you'll have your registration desk. And once you register, you'll have the main hall there. That's rooms 200 to 205. And then just to the left or the west of that, you have 206, 207, 208, 211, 212. Those will be the other rooms where we'll have our breakout sessions. And you definitely want to get in early on Tuesday. We have some great sessions provided by our sponsors, Life Data Labs, Mustad, some hands-on, some great knowledge from Life Data Labs on how to work with your clients. So make sure you get in early for those sessions. But also our breakouts on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be in those rooms. And of course, a lot of people come for the trade show. And there you see in Grand Ballroom B and A, and that'll just be to the west. You'll go down the hallway and then take the escalator to the third floor to reach the Grand Ballroom A and B, where all of our exhibitors will be. Wanted to show you also location of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency. And it's just a kitty corner there from the Duke Energy Center. So a very short walk. So even if it's cold, no worries, you'll be there in less than a minute once you leave the hotel. Definitely want to get you to register for your rooms as soon as possible. They are filling up, and once that block's full, you'll need to look elsewhere. And definitely encourage you to stay at the Hyatt Regency, because that's where our roundtables will be on Tuesday and Thursday night. So, of course, you want to come for the education of the sessions, for the trade show, the roundtables, but so much networking happens at the hotel. So, like I said, make sure you make your reservations there at the Hyatt Regency as soon as possible. And here's some information for that. The Hyatt Regency, that's their address, their phone number. And you can also go to our website, ihcs2022.com, and reserve your room directly from there. If you do call, be sure to mention the International Hoof-Care Summit so that you do get your discounted rate. So a lot of information there, throwing at you rather quickly, but I do think it's essential for you to get into the hotel as soon as possible, but also to get to, I guess, navigate around Cincinnati. So getting back to that, we'll open up the floor for any questions that you might have. And feel free to type those into the Q&A and chat fields. I do have a couple other announcements, and we'll go through, like I said, we'll go through as many of your questions as possible. Do have an exciting announcement that just came in, and this is from Mustad. Of course, Mustad is a longtime sponsor of the summit, and I think everybody here is familiar with their products. One thing I want to say about this is Mustad is celebrating their 190th anniversary. So to celebrate that and serving the farrier industry, they will be doing a live drawing at 1 p.m. Of a custom Mustad farrier trailer at the summit. You must register with Mustad at the summit, and you must be present to win. And so we'll have some more details about that. So pay attention to that. I mean, you got a really good chance to leave Cincinnati with a brand new trailer. So again, keep an eye out for that information from Mustad. And of course, we'll also have another drawing. The International Association of Professional Farriers will be doing a drawing for a motorized handcart. That's not free. You do need to enter that raffle by purchasing a ticket. It'll be obvious where that's located in the 100s of our trade show at the International Association of Professional Farriers booth space. And again, I want to remind everybody that they do have their annual meeting and party on Wednesday, January 26th at 7 p.m. And that'll be in the Hyatt. So again, I'll encourage you, if you do have any questions, feel free to submit those. Otherwise, I think we can wrap up here. All right. And do have an announcement, one final announcement. As many of you know, we are doing a drawing for attendance here to win free registration to the International Hoof-Care Summit. So just looking up that name here, and just bear with me a minute. So our winning registrant is Kirsten Proctor of New York. So she'll be winning a free registration to the International Hoof-Care Summit. Unfortunately, she's not on, so we'll have to let her know via email. But congratulations to Kirsten. If there's no questions, I'll go ahead and wrap up. Just a reminder, book those rooms at Hyatt as soon as possible. They are filling up. Make sure you register to take advantage of the discounted rate before that rate climbs. And again, if you ever have any questions about the International Hoof-Care Summit, you can find our information easily at our website, ihcs2022.com. Feel free to check in with us, and we'll help you navigate your way around Cincinnati. But thank you to everyone for joining us. Thank you to Simon, who earlier joined us, and we look forward to seeing you in Cincinnati. Everyone, have a great day. Thank you.